Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back to this magical time and space in which we find ourselves. My name is Marissa Indigo of Divine DNA Blueprint Mystery School, and I want to welcome you to our weekly broadcast. This is the Quantum Plasma Stream, where we share the energies, some of the different cosmic events going on, different themes and observations, and also some of my own process here on this awakening and ascension journey and the beautiful energetics of the new earth frequencies. So welcome to a very powerful week. This is going to cover Tuesday, February 18th to Tuesday, February 25th of 2025. So today, Tuesday, when I'm recording this broadcast, is actually a beautiful 0-point portal for us all across the planet, with the sun now entered the beautiful zodiac sign of Pisces. This is a very massive energy. This is a very deep, cosmic, sacred energy. There is so much in this, so we're going to get deeply exploring the energies of Pisces and what a difference it is from the Aquarian energies. And so I do want to share that on Monday, the 17th, that was the last day of the Aquarius energy, the 29 degrees, the mastery degree. And that's an ascended master energy. So I want to just ask you all out there, how did you feel over the weekend and into Monday when it comes to reviewing everything that you have witnessed, explored, evolved, and shifted over the last 30 days as the sun went through the sign of Aquarius? Aquarius is that humanitarian energy pouring universal consciousness and divine love and agape frequencies upon the earth. So it's really a bridge to new earth energetic. And as we get into Pisces now, the energy that is being poured forth from that vessel of Aquarius, the water bearer sign, is Pisces. That water is the Pisces. It's the cosmic oceans of divine love. And there's a huge portal with this energy. So we're going to get into it here. But I just want to acknowledge the shift from the air element now into the deepest waters. And to just let everyone know that Pisces is the depths, it's psychology, it's the collective unconscious, even more deep into our subconscious realms. It's the dream state and the dream weaving and the mystic and the drug addict. There are so many different layers of this energy. And so we want to look at our compulsions, our behaviors, any addicted behavior. And that could even be to a person or a situation or a certain kind of engagement, like codependent relationships. So we want to really look at the whole broad spectrum of what is available here to assist ourselves to consistently bring our highest consciousness forth as much as possible. Multiplicity is a really big word for the energies of the last few weeks. So multiplicity, it's that we want to remember while we're consciously navigating this journey, it's getting more and more kind of psychedelic or multidimensional by the day. And we're doing our best to learn, right, how to operate, how to function, how to perceive accurately. And the multiplicity can be looking at multiplying ourself. So we're expanding our capacity. We're also taking ourselves into a higher standard or a higher frequency of potential of what we are capable of. And there's a layering effect with this. And so we want to really bring ourselves into a review of, oh wow, like where have I not really applied myself, where I could apply myself even more, right? And it's not necessarily that we're being lazy, it's that we weren't aware of just how much we are capable of, and more doors are opening up for us. More opportunities and energies, gifts and abilities are coming online. And that's a natural byproduct of the clearing process that we're all also doing constantly. And so this multiplicity is how you can multiply yourself and essentially be multiple beings at once in your work, in the roles that you're showing up, in your light quotient, in your data processing as light. Just so many amazing potentials here. So this is the opportunity now for us to expand our capacity, expand our energy, to realize why it feels so intense and why sometimes things take a lot of energy from us. Is that every lifetime, every pattern, every behavior, every program is attached. to each piece of this cycle. So this is an amazing week for more mastery, and also to go back and forth between our mastery, our observations, and our responses. So when we talk about the mastery of the Aquarian lessons, I think it's really important to give voice to this, as we are now into a completely different energy. So Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac, and Pisces is the 12th. Pisces is the completion of the entire cycle of the 12 sacred aspects of the human soul, and therefore it has everything in it. It's the summation of all. It is all of creation, and that's why it's such a deep ocean to navigate with our consciousness. And so as we dive into this, which is just starting here on Tuesday, this 0-degree portal, and we're going into this month of this energy that's going to deepen, and we have many different planets also in the Pisces energy. So it's not just the sun. We have the North Node there, we have Mercury there, we have Neptune and Saturn all in Pisces. So there are these amazing opportunities for us with rebuilding and creating all new structures within to succeed as a multidimensional being. And so I want to touch on the Aquarius before we dive even more into the Pisces. So that 29 degrees is the final critical degree. So what critical revelations, observations, learning has occurred for you through the Aquarian cycle? Lightning bolts of wisdom and understanding, awakening, expansions of your consciousness. Who are you? Where do you belong in your heart, and where do you belong in society? And so it's important to look at yourself as an individual. And I invite you, in order to make the most of the Pisces energy now, because the Pisces is unity consciousness. So you want to really be crystal clear about yourself as an individual, as a soul, as a master here, and really identify with this higher consciousness self while we continue to clear, validate, integrate all of the unconscious, right? All of the trauma patterning. So we don't operate from the disconnected or distorted self. We operate from the unified self, which takes a lot of work every day until we are completely, fully, easily in that mastery state, right? There's still a lot of cleaning house. And so we want to be really clear on who are you as an individual. And there's an amazing exercise that I offer if you want to do this. I did some journaling over the weekend. It was very supportive so that we can get really clear, because the Pisces energy is like a psychedelic circus. There's going to be a lot. And so we want to have a very clear sense of self, purpose, mission, identity, all based on your soul level highest aspects. So here's a very powerful journal exercise. If you would like to do this, I highly recommend it. It's part of the quantum soul retrieval process. First, you want to come up with how you want to term the old self. You could say the fake self, the expired, the old self, the small self, the inauthentic self, the wounded self, whatever word really assists you to be like, yeah, that's not me anymore, where you have a very strong feeling about it. So for me, I like the word fake, because to me that word feels so viscerally like, oh God, I don't want to be that. I never want to be that. That's the furthest thing, from my desire to be and how I show up, right? So you want to list the patterns, traits, behaviors of your unconscious self or your false self. All throughout your life, all through childhood. Doesn't matter if you haven't done these behaviors in years as you're awakening, more deeply into your consciousness and all of that, and your sovereignty and your pure power. You want to really regurgitate, reflect on all the unconscious behaviors and get really clear with yourself and write them all down. Identify them. These are the things that you are like, no, that's just not me anymore. I'm not going to be engaging from that person, from that consciousness anymore. Right? Meaning that we're no longer responding from our trauma or our victim consciousness. Then you want to list, who are you now? Who have you discovered yourself to be? And you want to bring in all these beautiful mastery concepts, the new earth codes of abundance, right? Integrity, generosity, that you are here, you're presently here, you love yourself. So it's very important to delineate for the purposes of having a very strong sense of self. Because as we plunge into the Pisces energy, it is truly like a psychedelic circus. Sometimes you're in the fun house with the mirrors that are distorting your self-image. Sometimes you're at the freak show where you have to look at the ugliest, most demented and distorted aspects of the depths of your psyche. And then you get to move on to other parts, and then it turns into an amusement park, and it's really fun and lovely, and there's wonderful snacks and beautiful flowers, and then it turns into maybe more of a positive Disneyland pure experience, right? But you could experience all of this in a matter of a few hours with Pisces energy, because the unified field is so packed with all the aspects of our lives, of our different lifetimes, and the collectives, in addition to our own individual lineages. So this sense of self is really important. This will be a way for you to compare, so that as you're observing these old behaviors, these old habits, patterns, traits, right, we're essentially ripping out the old hardwiring. So that as it comes up in the moment, you can say, oh, no, that's the old me. That's not the real me. So no, that's not true. No. And you just keep saying no to that ego stuff. No, we're not going to do that. No, I don't believe that anymore. Thank you for showing me, but no way. That's not the truth. It's this. So this is how you actually rewrite your neural pathways. So this will assist you, a reference to hold this higher consciousness energy inside of you every day as you are going along your process. Another great way to connect with your Aquarius energy that I highly recommend is if you have my True North Node ebook. It's an Ascension guide with exploring your cosmic soul blueprints through multiple natal charts. And this is an amazing way to lay an accurate and authentic foundation of who you are, without all the programming, without all of the trauma and the stories of the ego, and really bringing the soul's light online of where you operate from. In that book, I detail, it's a free gift, you can download it, it's in the description box, how to pull your own zodiac charts of multiple different systems. And you want to go to astrotheme.com and plug in your birth information and look at your chart and see which house in my birth chart is ruled by the sign of Aquarius. So what was I mastering all of this last 30 days? And now which house is ruled by the sign of Pisces in my chart? So this is going to show you the themes based on the houses. And this all has to do with the 12 sacred aspects of soul, like I explained. The Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It is the most ancient aspect of ourself that is unified. It contains everything. It is the holographic universe. So everything is there. It's a big, wild ride. It's a wild show and a movie, all the things, right? Which we are playing all the roles and also simultaneously observing ourselves playing all of the roles. And you want to bring your highest consciousness. So what house were you just mastering? What were the themes for you? Where is your Pisces house now? Where are all the things going in for you? And the North Node is in Pisces for the next year and a half. So this Pisces energetic, the next 30 days, is going to be particularly potent for all of us as we are clearing out so much of past life and this karma and stories and all kinds of things. And when we talk about past lives, it's all here right now. It's all inside of us right now. So there really is no past lives. It's what is left to be cleared and restored within, integrated within from all of time. Because that's how powerful and amazing we all are. We came here to do this incredible work that is also a form of grid work too, right? When we're doing our clearing, what we do for ourselves, we do for others. And that's part of the service of Pisces energy too, sacred service. And so as we wrap up talking about this Aquarian energy, what is your commitment to yourself as an individual, as a soul, and how you are in the world and in society? On Monday, we also had the moon in Scorpio, and then we have the sun going into Pisces. So the sun and the moon, the luminaries, the most powerful planets that we have, because they are the ones that glow. The sun is the light of our soul, right? That atomic radiance of life force as a light being. And the moon is a different form of a light being that has shadow, and it reflects the light of the sun. So we're looking at the conscious and the subconscious. And it's a lot of water. Starting out this week, we have so much water, and it could come through emotions, just a flow, tears, so much flowing through you emotionally. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm drowning in this sea of emotion. Just let yourself be and go through it. The only way through is through, right? So part of the energies is we have to learn really to release even deeper layers of resistance. And even here in the States, the United States, we've had flooding throughout the country. That's Pisces energy, a lot of water. Memories from early childhood to resolve. As we go deeper now into the Pisces energy, I say welcome to the strange. Things get very trippy, acid, psychedelic. Things are melting, things are shifting, they're dissolving. It can go from a hellish nightmare to you work through that, you come out the other side, and you're all of a sudden in heavenly, beautiful new earth realms and embracing the love and just feeling so connected again. So there's a lot of a kind of bipolar effect with Pisces energy. So just know that you're ping-ponging in order to clear, to travel between the extremes and to find your center point again, right? To find your truth, to find your love and your strength again. And that's why the knowing thyself as the individual is very important, because you're getting thrown in to this psychedelic circus. Pisces shift for me has felt like being on acid. So yesterday on Monday, I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm in a vortex and everything is spinning, and it was really intense. And I actually had to reach out to one of my soul sisters and say, hey, are you available for a phone call? And she was. And I was laughing hysterically, and I'm like, okay, so I feel like I'm on acid right now, because I'm like, what is real? Are we real? And I'm just laughing hysterically, because this is the kind of stuff that you're looking at with the Pisces energy. It's a lot of DMT. So it's like the mystics and the monks in the Far East sitting in their temples meditating, and they're watching the lucid dream of reality and, you know, the simulation aspects of it and the holograms. And last week we did a really powerful segment for Ascension on the Raw with Annette about holograms and thought forms, and it's really powerful stuff to look at, because you start to see how every emotion, every memory, everything is a hologram. And so you want to learn how to really navigate this, right, with your sanity intact, right? So you can feel like some things are melting around you, and it's just part of the process. So right now we have the sun, Mercury, which is how we communicate and perceive and talk and think, Saturn, which is the structures and the new disciplines, and how are we going to build solid framework? What is the new architecture of new earth for us now? The North Node and Neptune, all in Pisces. And Neptune is the higher awareness. It's our God consciousness connection. It's a beautiful, dreamy energy. But in the unconscious form, that could be where we have the compulsions, the addictive behaviors. So this is where we go deeper into the transpersonal psychology. It can also rule mental health, mental illness. Pisces energy also rules the media. So you're going to be reviewing this entire month, and maybe it's already been coming. What are the attachments that no longer serve us? What are the unconscious patterns? Where are the soul cords? And we have to be really honest and real with ourselves to allow this dissolving. So we have to surrender dreams that are stale. Disconnect from your old expired visions, dreams. What is here now? You want to open up for bigger things. You know, all of our dreams and our desires were a result of the old paradigm, the old world, the old consciousness. And there are still going to be filaments of that which are true. But can we allow them to flex and dissolve and be reformed into something even greater, even more amazing, even bigger dreams than we previously allowed ourselves to ever see or to ever have? And so you want to let go of the attachments and the cords. Make room for bigger things. Allow the dissolve to happen. It's a natural process. You want to surrender what isn't working. There is so much compassion available here for ourselves and others. Allow things to happen naturally. Remember that the hanging on is what creates the suffering. And you want to ask your universe, please show me, where am I holding on? Please show me where I have resistance. Please show me what it is I don't want to see. What are the patterns? What are the cords? Show me where I need to let go. So the first couple of days of the week are a little bit easier. And it's important to know that you may observe intensity arising psychologically and emotionally Thursday through Saturday. So be aware of the cord cutting, right, to goals and dreams and what is truly meant to be as shown from your soul and your higher self versus the ego. versus others outside of you, and particularly the media. Pisces rules the media. Pisces rules entertainment. When the whole pandemic started in 2020, it was Pisces ruling the media. Pisces rules pandemic energy, virus, illness, toxicity, overdose, drugs. So that's the lower level, right? That's the most unconscious form of that energy. Of the dream realms is, well, what are the holograms that serve and those that do not? And so we talked about the Pisces energy is bipolar. If you look at the glyph of Pisces, the constellation, it's two fish and they're swimming in opposite directions at the same time. And so you see how important it is to have a grip on your truth and who you are, and to really use your mastery tools. Last week we also shared for the Ascension class for our mystery school for self-mastery class on the nervous system regulation and somatic practices. So this is why we share, because we see what's coming. You got to take care of your body and your nervous system and your breath, which will then assist you in the more etheric planes of the mental realms, right? And your belief systems and also your emotions. So that bipolar Pisces, up and down, spiritual and completely unconscious, hell or heaven. You want to watch. Where are you trying to go upstream? Don't fight the currents of change. Go with the flow. And this will assist us to expand into even greater faith and trust that the universe is here for us, that everything is happening for us, not meant to harm us. It is not meant to persecute or victimize us. So you want to watch again. Oh, is that the false, the old expired self, the fake self coming up, feeling victimized by a situation or a shift in the tides? That's not the truth. The universe is here with love and abundance to support us and carry us to our dreams. And we have to do our part, of course, right? But thrashing and fighting will not help us at all, right? And so you want to look at, where am I perhaps projecting on this experience from a victim view that this is a negative or a bad thing that's happening to me right now? Where can I further surrender to the divine within, to ask for the strength, the wisdom, the guidance, my power, to trust more deeply than ever before that I am being carried on the current? I now have access to this current, to this stream. I get to step into the stream of the unified field and be carried as a dream weaver to my next beautiful timelines and realities, and so our work is to get out of the way. Our work is to do the clearing and to get ourselves straight so that we're perceiving accurately, right? And that's why I believe that written exercise may support you greatly. So your dreams are trying to come through, and we must release resistance, or also the control of where we want it to look a certain way, right? So this is where you really want to just allow your entire dream to just dissolve, let it all go, and see what remains and what comes forth and reforms and transforms itself. And it will be very, very beautiful. And this is tough to do for us psychologically, as we're learning to calibrate from a linear functioning to a quantum holographic or a multidimensional functioning. And a visual I want to share with you all that I shared with my sister the other day. If you have ever seen what a fly's eyeballs look like, and if you haven't, go look at some pictures of what a fly's eyeballs look like. It's basically like they're looking through a crystal of 1,000 different lenses or TV screens. That's multidimensional sight. So imagine you have this beautiful rainbow prism of, 1,000 different facets to look at your reality, at your world, at the energy through. And that's as far as I got, is like, put your prism eyes on. Put those eyes, kick those eyes on to make sure that you are seeing accurately. You're really seeing everything that is present. And we're all learning this. This is some really intensely magical mastery stuff to be able to perceive our reality. So we're not looking at it through one little lens that's blurry. We're looking at it through 1,000. So we have to remember to shift to be able to see that way. And with that, we want to say, be very aware of hysteria. Be very aware of hysteria in the media, in the collectives. Work through the tough emotions this week. Be willing to go through toxic anything to say, nope, we're not doing that anymore. That's just not aligned. And see how that toxicity, it comes forth in any way, whether it's negative thinking, negative self-talk, perhaps people around you and their behaviors, or your own behaviors. Food quality, air quality, water quality. All of these are part of the Pisces energies. Pisces rules injections and toxins, and it's very, very interesting. So If in the media there's any projected fears or paranoia about illnesses or diseases, pandemics, don't buy into the fear mongering. Just let it go. Mental health is very, very important. So if you know anyone that's suffering, make sure you help them. Because again, you're going to have potentially a very hard time being able to tell what's real and what's not real. And you have to be strong enough to stand in that moment and just breathe through it and not let yourself go down into a wormhole of madness, and reach out for support. This could be so emotionally and psychologically challenging. Another fun phrase that we heard shared is watch out for the Chicken Little syndrome. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. That's a very Piscean energy where we get deeply into paranoia about what's possible, because you go so deeply into what's possible, you go into the deep end of more of the distorted or dystopian thinking, right? So just watch all of this. It could be happening around or not. Remember that there's nothing to prove with these energies. There's nothing to prove. You could still be very sleepy this week. On Sunday, Mars is finally going forward. Thank God, Mars is going out of retrograde. So to have Mars going forward, we will have more motivation. We will have more physical energy and that fiery passion coming back, but not yet. So just honor where your energy is, honor your light body, honor how you're feeling. We've got a lot of wonderful resources here for the light baths, beautiful guided meditations to bathe yourself in diamond light. So continue to do your clearing and inviting in beautiful crystalline light and the different color rays to assist and strengthen you while you're doing so much clearing. Feel secure no matter what is going on. Inside, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. No matter what it looks like out there, whether there are delays, different projects, finances are drying up, don't allow yourself to lose sight of the big picture. And don't allow your confidence to be shattered, or your sense of value, or your sense of connection, your sense of self as a soul to be shattered by any of the external circumstances. So again, it's really holding yourselves sovereign and continuing to align yourself, because we are working towards those shifts from within. And it takes a while, as we're burning through separation and resistance inside, for the shifts to materialize in the physical reality. Remember that the physical reality is the densest. And it doesn't mean it has to take a long time. But if things do feel like they're taking a long time, just know that you're working through the separation between now and quote unquote then. And this is where you work with your higher self and your teams and your universe, and you ask, where do I have resistance? Where is the separation to this thing or that, whatever? And you can continue to, as much as possible, expedite your own process while realizing and remembering that you are also co-creating with the universe, right? So it's 50-50. Bring full awareness to everything you say and your actions. If tempers are running hot at the end of this week, just do your self-care. Give yourself the nurturing and the self-love. Often these are the inner child wounded pieces that really need some love and validation. And so if you get out ahead of it, like I shared last week, doing the emotional prep work, doing the somatic support for your nervous system and your vagus nerve, and giving yourself that self-love every morning, you won't really find yourself in any kind of out of control emotional outbursts. Others around you may, because they may not have the tools, but this will assist you. So you want to make sure you don't do anything, say anything that's inappropriate, that could hurt somebody. So pull away to deal with your emotions and bring your full self outwards. And again, just sharing, you could have these observations that your reality is melting. It could feel like a circus of spinning colors. And so our work is to stabilize every single day first and get out ahead of it. Another wonderful key code that came through on a more magical and yummy, because there's so much hard work with all of this, right? Ascension is the hardest thing we're ever going to do. Like it is. It requires everything we have every day. So this was a lovely key code that came through as kind of a treat for us in this process, which is the pleasure of presence. The pleasure of your pure presence. When you can just stop, put it all down, slow it all down, breathe, and unzip the moment. Open the moment. And you can use the solar quantum compass, that beautiful cross compass, that we were gifted. We shared that on the channel here, where you open the energy. And so you take the moment and you hold the moment in your hand, in your imagination, in your hands at your heart, like it's a diamond. And then you open your hands horizontally. And then you bring your hands back to the center of your chest with that heart diamond again. And you open the moment, raising one hand up vertically and one hand down vertically. So you're opening the moment horizontally and vertically, coming into the nano. And we have that nano 0 point video as well to assist you. So these are all mastery tools that you can refer back to, write them down, bring them up, use them every day. And you're going to find that it really shifts your experience. But the pleasure of presence is when we can completely stop, come to our breath, open the moment, and really open. Make sure your heart is wide open, opening the heart. And starting with the 5 senses as the portals of pure presence. What am I seeing right now? What am I smelling? What am I hearing? What am I tasting? Oh, wow, that orange juice is amazing, right? Oh, wow, the smell of the wisteria. Oh, that's so lovely, right? Expanding the moment, merging yourself with the fullness of the moment. So we're not locked in the mind. We're not in the past. We're not in the future. So these are these pockets of presence that you can invoke and work with, and maybe set an alarm to go off on your phone, like every hour. Okay, pleasure of presence. We're going to pause. We're going to stop, drop, breathe, be, and really feel into the divine love that is here. The higher realms that are actually all around me. Wow. Okay, I want to feel that inside and outside, right? So these are powerful ways to unify your mind, your heart, your body, and your breath. So this is a massive week. Enjoy the wonderful exercises and the support here. This coming week, we will have Ascension in the Raw, episode 3 with Annette. That's going to be Wednesday, live here on YouTube at 3:30 Pacific time. And we're going to be talking about relationships, relationship dynamics, being consciously aware as much as possible of behaving appropriately and being aware and cognizant of others while we're on this journey, so that we're not overstepping, going unconscious and being disrespectful. Like, there are so many aspects when we get into the relationship dynamics of the energetics. So we're going to go deeply into that this Wednesday. Looking forward to it. And then Thursday, we will have the broadcast go out pre-recorded of what we're going to cover this week for the Divine DNA Blueprint. It's a mystery school Thursdays for self-mastery. And I'm feeling like I think we're going to go into some breath work and just completely get out of our heads and any of the hard work, because we're always doing the emotional clearing and subconscious purging. You know, we're doing that for years until we're done, right? It's like a consistent part. And so I think we're going to go into some breath work. I feel that would be very supportive. I'm going to be sharing from the Bliss of Breath 101. It's a course I have on the Mystery School that is available. But I'm going to be sharing from that class to show you how you can pause or speed up or slow down your energy, all with different breath techniques. So really powerful stuff. We're starting to master prana, right? Life force energy, and how we can fine tune our own bodies to support ourselves through these different processes. Whether they're super pleasurable or super uncomfortable, we have all the tools and the resources. So I thank you so much for joining me. Wishing you all an amazing week. It's a big week. Pisces is deep. It is everything now loaded in. It's like the kitchen sink, you know, the kitchen sink pizza that has everything in it. So it's a lot. So make sure you slow down. Take some deep breaths, enjoy the ride, and remember to have plenty of popcorn. Love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.